Hey there, Tenno. I'm Shadow Scythe, and after a long break, I am finally back. I've gotten all of the issues resolved with my computer, most of which were my own doing to begin with, because all of, like, the routine computer maintenance and stuff that you're supposed to do, especially when you build your own computer, i.e., every so often reinstalling Windows and defragging your hard drives and shit like that, I have neglected for the past 4 years. So, needless to say, it finally took its toll. And I had to completely reformat my hard drive with the brand new computer build that I have set up. But this should be fairly nice because this is the first recording that I am doing in 60 FPS. Anyway, the idea for today is we are going to be getting fashion forward with Octavia's new deluxe skin as well as the weapon skin. And yes, I am well aware there are other people who probably already have their fashion frame videos out on it, as well as the fact that I've already missed my chance to do an on-the-spot review of the overall look. So instead what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running it through a mission with my colors, and then I will give you guys the rundown on the colors on both the Warframe and the weapon, as well as the Sandana that came with it. Anyway, what I'm going to do is jump right into Maru's Bazaar, and we are going to go and get the Ayatan sculpture. If only I could skip these loading screens, though. Let me skip the cinematic. And get all the way in here up to Maru herself.
If you're
looking for Ayatan treasures, I'm ready.
That's the spirit. Let's go!
And yeah, the whole thing with me not being able to record or stream or anything, it started off with me just like being at a total loss as to what I really wanted to do, because every time that I wanted to record, I was just having no ideas coming to mind. And then when I got some ideas that came to mind, as well as with the new skin coming out, what I really wanted to do, I just wasn't able to, between Warframe giving me some issues, as well as my overall computer just giving me issues. But we're gonna get this going. I still like the flashing lights every time that, like, with the rhythm of the music.
There's no doubt in my mind that an Ayatan treasure lies somewhere in this derelict. And yet, I wouldn't set foot in this place.
I really hope I didn't just trigger the Juggernaut.
You, on the other hand.
A Juggernaut nearby? It will only attack when it senses high concentrations of infested blood. Slow the fight if you want it to go away.
Alright, so...
Biosignatures detected. We've got infested incoming.
Good, that all ended. I'm just gonna stealth to avoid them. Trying to keep that Nocturne buff up as long as I possibly can.
It's safe to proceed.
Alright. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Well, this should be fun. Maybe you should stretch first. You know,
the overall appearance of this weapon skin, I'm not 100% sure what the idea was here, because it is a really cool looking weapon skin, other than the fact that, to a degree, it looks like a blunderbuss with a speaker shoved in the barrel. It still fires the regular bolt or projectiles, and when you go to reload, this, hold on, let it switch back to the idle. This larger speaker with the brighter energy color, with the brighter energy, that is technically your clip. And whenever you go to reload, it ejects, and you basically strum the weapon like a guitar while placing the new one in. Like, there are 3 totally different concepts going on right here for me to actually get a solid idea of what the hell the intention of this weapon was. And I gotta admit, the last time that I did a Maru's Bazaar run, I was doing it on either Xbox or PlayStation, I don't remember, and with how bad I am at playing this game with the controller, dear God, it was a pain in my ass, and I actually ended up failing it. And yeah, I saw the Cephalon fragment right there, but I don't actually need it. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, before we actually get into the overall color look, when it comes to coloring the actual skin itself, not the weapon skin, not the Sandana, the actual Warframe skin for Octavia, it is actually incredibly weird to try to color, because this skin is 75% metallic if you exclude the energy color. Because the energy color, yeah, it bleeds through on certain parts on every Warframe. But here is the, alright, equipment, arsenal, and appearance. And as you can, like, any of you guys who have been longtime followers of my channel, you know that my normal color scheme is purple energy, rose gold metallic, and then white and purple primary, secondary, tertiary. With this skin being 75% metallic, doing the primary and secondary colors as white in brightly lit areas, it is a gigantic eyesore, and more than likely, if you are an epileptic, it could potentially cause you a seizure with how bright it is. It was the same issue with the Mesa Deluxe skin, which is why both my primary and secondary colors were toned to gray, so that it still has that brighter feel to it, but it's not blinding in the brighter light. And just from what I said, you can pretty much guess that your primary and secondary colors are your other 2 metallics. Primary color covering the upper parts of the thighs, basically the entire little dress-like setup, as well as the head. And as you can see, I am actually using this gray out of the smoke color palette. The secondary color is this gray/tan mixture out of the Orkin palette, which covers the arms, the legs, the rest of the legs, and the feet. Tertiary, as you can see, is the inner thighs, parts of the chest with a little bit of the gaps in the armor, the back of the neck, parts of the knees, and the backs of the lower legs, being the darkest purple available in the Twilight color palette. The accent color is the same color out of the Storm palette that I always use, and the energy color being the same bottom row, second in from the left, purple out of the Twilight palette. Which, when it comes down to the purples, you guys can pretty much guess that when I, like, whatever purples I use, it's always going to be, like, those two are given along with that accent, so it's always going to be the whites that are going to be subject to change, especially if I have to replace them with grays. So all in all, you need 4 color palettes to actually do the Warframe itself. The Sandana, it's the same deal. It's pretty much the exact same colors. What you can do is go through, equip the Verismo Sandana, and copy the main colors, and then just swap your secondary and tertiary colors so that you get this nice purple on the actual material part of the Sandana and not the metallic. And then you get like a nice tarnished silver to blend into the rose gold speakers, having that Orican tannish gray mixing in. Now, this Sandana is only available, well, the Sandana and the weapon skin are only available if you buy the deluxe bundle. Otherwise, you will only get the skin, or will only get the Warframe skin on its own for 165 platinum. Now, I'm currently not using any attachments because there are certain chest attachments that look good, but I haven't found a setup with the attachments that I actually like just yet. Same deal with obviously the same deal with the legs, and if you guys pick this skin up for yourself, I would not recommend putting anything on the upper arms. You've probably seen this in some other people's videos. If not, I will go into the attachments menu really quick, just because the arm attachments kind of sit funny based on how because of how her shoulders are set up. Like, they just sit on there at some awkward angles, and it doesn't look right. In some cases, there's mask clipping issues, or they're obscured. I want to say there's only like a handful that actually didn't look terrible, but those are currently not coming to mind. And then as far as the weapon skin, it is the Boltor Bravaru skin, once again available from the bundle. Primary color being the standard white out of the Orican palette. The secondary color, which is the underbarrel, which I originally had set as white as well, and decided to change it to this sort of tan to break up how much white there was, so that it's still bright enough to blend in with the color scheme and make everything pop, but it's a subtle enough change that it literally looks like it belongs. Then tertiary accent, same exact colors. The energy color, however, is a little bit darker. It is this color out of the infested color palette. And that was just because that was what I had set with the original, with this appearance variant on the Boltor Prime before this skin came out. And I just didn't change it, because it's still purple that I normally use. And it fits in rather well. If anything, I would only end up, I just reset it. If anything, I would change it to the normal purple that I use with, like, everything else. Well, usually with weapons, I tend to do... With weapons, it actually usually ends up being a little bit off compared, depending on the overall weapon itself. And, like, I don't want to use that because that looks pink. That's too dark. So yeah, honestly, I would recommend just keeping this purple out of the infested palette, because it's bright enough that you can still tell that it's purple, but it's not as dull. It's not like too bright to where it looks pink, or too dull to where it's like a static color. You want it to actually glow, and you be able to tell that that is an energy color and not just a solid color scheme. So, with that said, thank you to everyone who has stayed with me through all of the hard times, especially with the basically past 2 weeks of me having computer issues. Thank you to everyone who has found my channel and just kept the support alive over the few years that I've been doing these videos. Because honestly, I don't have to see that sub counter go up every single day. I don't even have to see it go... I don't even have to see my videos get views every single day. Just seeing that they get views at all and just the periodic subscription, that's all that I need to keep me doing this. Just because what that tells me is that there are that my content has touched some of you in some way, shape, or form, and that's good enough for me. So once again, thank you guys, and until next time, stick to the shadows.